Hey everyone, I welcome you all to this video. And today in this video, we will be discussing about the concept of indexes in Microsoft SQL Server. But before beginning with our discussion about the index, let's first of all talk about an example. Let's say you are given a task and you are told that you have to find, you are given a book and the book, let's say, consists of 500 pages and you are told that you need to find a particular chapter in this book. Name of a chapter is given to you and you are told that you have to find that on which page number this chapter could be found. And there is one condition that there is no index available in that book, right? Index is basically a page in the book through which you can identify that this chapter or this topic is available on XYZ given page. And let's say that index is not available to you for a given book. So what will you do? In that case, you will have to manually search for the chapter, and you will probably look for each and every page in that book that where this chapter or topic could be found, right? So in that case, your performance will reduce and you will require more time to search for that particular chapter in the book, right? And if the index will be given to you, index page will be given to you, so you can directly access that page. It will save your time and it will enhance your efficiency. Same is the case with Microsoft SQL Server. So when SQL Server is given the instruction to fetch the data or retrieve the data from a given table, so it has to perform a scan. So when it will be performing the scan, so it will reduce the performance and it will certainly consume more time. So what we do, we define indexes on a table or on a view. And through these indexes or views, SQL Server then retrieves or fetches the data. So in that case, it is not necessary for it to perform the scan on entire table, and that's why data retrieval becomes faster, right? So that's the concept of indexes. And also when we are defining the indexes, basically, so indexes are basically defined on a given column or on certain number of columns, right? They can be defined on a given column or certain number of columns from a table. So when you're defining the indexes on a given table or a view, so you can mention the order in which the columns data has to be stored in the index, right? Because if the data will be sorted and then it will be present in the index, so it will become easier for Microsoft SQL Server to identify that yes, this is the sorted data and it needs to look for only certain records to retrieve the data. So that's the thing that we wanted to discuss about indexes. Now let's take an example. Let's try to create an index on a table and let's see how we can create an index on a given table. So as of now, you can see that as of now, master database is selected here. So we will first of all select testDB, and our testDB consists of a table that is named employees. So I will be running a simple select statement on that table first of all to see the data that we have. So we will write select star from dbo dot employees. If we will select and execute this statement, this is going to give us this data. Now let's say we are interested in creating an index on salary column in this particular table. So what we can do, we can write create index. So this is the syntax, right? We can write create index, and then you need to write the name of the index. So let's name it as ix_1. So create index name on table column name. So the name of the table on which this index is going to be created is DBO employees. So DBO employees, and then inside the bracket, you can mention the column name on which the index has to be created, and then you can mention the order as well, that in which order, rather ascending or descending, a given column has to be sorted, and then the index has to be created based on that. So let's say we want to create an index on salary column, so we will write salary, and rather you can define an order. So let's define the order to be descending. So we may write DESC keyword. So if I will now select this statement written in line number 7, and if I'll execute it, so it might take some time to execute. No worries, we'll wait for some time. and commands completed successfully, it means this index was created on the employees table. And now let's say you want to see that whether this index was created or not. So you can just simply click here on databases. Then testDB is the database in which we are working. So I will simply click here on the plus icon. Then here you can see that if we will talk about the tables. So, all right, this is the table that we have, DBO employees. I will click here on this plus icon. And then further, when you will click here on this plus icon, that is before the indexes, it might take some time. So you can see that an index is created by the name ix_1, right? So ix_1 is written here, and then we have non-unique, non-clustered. So we are further going to discuss about the clustered and non-clustered index in the upcoming sessions. But as of now, you can see that its name appears here because this index was created by us on this table, right? So that's how an index can be created. And let's say we want to create one more index on this table, and might be we can use some other column or combinations of other columns. So we can do that as well. So I will simply execute the statement written in line 5. And you can see that this is the table that we have. So now we can write create index. Let's name this index as ix_2 on dbo.employees. And let's consider this time two columns, that is first name and last name columns. So I can simply mention first name, comma, last name. If I will now execute this statement written in line number 9, so again, it might take some time to execute. No worries, we'll wait for some time. And commands completed successfully. And as of now, we cannot see this index here. So what we will do, we will simply right click on table and then we will click on refresh. All right, the refresh might take some time. And again, I will click here on this plus icon before indexes. And you can see that one more index, that is ix_2, is visible here. So we created two indexes on this table. And now let's say we want to discuss about how we may drop these indexes. So there's a simple statement that you can write. You may write drop index. And then you need to write the name of the index along with the table name, the table on which it was created. So let's say we want to drop index ix1. So what we can do, we can write dbo.employees dot ix_1. So I will simply select the statement written in line 11 and I'll execute it. So commands completed successfully and this index was dropped. If I will now right click on the table's name and I'll click on refresh, it might take some time to refresh, and then I will simply click on indexes. So you can see that ix1 index is not visible now because it was dropped by us. So I hope this video was helpful and you got an idea and understanding about that, what indexes are. In the upcoming sessions, we will discuss about clustered and non-clustered indexes. So we'll meet in the next session. Till then, thank you. Bye-bye.